I'm delighted now to be joined in the studio by Tia Jaime Griffin. Tia, welcome to the studio. I was really moved by your poem when I saw it online. So moved, in fact, I want you to come down to see us in London. And please, would you mind reading your beautiful poem to our readers?
Yeah, of course. What will we do? We grew up believing the future was bright, but bills stack up higher each sleepless night. Cost of living crisis, swallowed by tax. We give and we give, yet nothing comes back. Holidays, houses, a dream out of reach. Some nights we can't afford to eat. Wave our own flag, they'll call it disgrace. Like pride in your country's a crime to embrace. Boats on the channel keep flooding the shore. Illegal arrivals, yet they still want more. Hotels and warm meals, new tech in their hands, while our own go hungry in their birthland. Speak your own mind, they'll shut you down fast. Freedom of speech feels like the talk of the past. Charlie Kirk spoke just voicing belief, shot for his words, a target of grief. And Arena, stabbed unprovoked on a train, her eyes begged for life, but the crowd looked away, left there to bleed with no hand to hold. That's the world now, so bitter, so cold. Knife crime and rapes in our cities each day, but police chase a skateboarder, rolling away. Priorities broken, justice turned blind, no safety, no fairness, no peace to find. Gaza in ruins, Ukraine under fire, Russia's still pushing, the stakes climb higher. The world at war, yet the leaders pretend it's not our concern, but where will it end? And now racism flips, the target is white. We're told to stay silent, to swallow the spite. Our skin is a label, our birth seen as blame, dividing us further in anger and shame.
Let's leave it at that for good, because I want to ask you, that's incredible stuff. I want to ask you what drove you. You're a 25-year-old hairdresser from Birmingham. You're obviously a beautiful person. What made you come up with that? What was the inspiration?
Just seeing everything in the news and on social media and how much our country is just being divided, and it's just not right and it's not fair to just for how the country's being portrayed as being right or left. It's not what we want. We just want fairness for our people and help others in need as well.
And Tia Jaime, I don't know what's going on in Birmingham. I had two lads in last night from Birmingham who put a giant Union flag over the White Cliffs of Dover. We've had all the boys in Bromsgrove putting flag. What's going on in Birmingham? It's become some sort of epicentre of patriotism.
We've just had enough, and we've had enough being called racist. We've had enough being called, again, right wing, and that's not the case at all. We're not bad for people for wanting a great British country. I
know that the Prime Minister's people watch this programme. What would you say if Sir Keir Starmer's people were watching this show now?
I would say, can you sort the country out, because this isn't right. What you're doing, it's not fair. Can you think of the veterans that are on the streets and other people in need? It's not fair. OK, we have to leave it there. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Thank you so much. That was very brave of you. Thank you very much, Tia Jaime Griffin. You're a legend. Thank you very much.
Using the internet without a VPN, a virtual private network, is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. This video's sponsor is Private Internet Access. They are the VPN to help keep you safe. Click the link in the description below to find out why over 30 million people have downloaded PIA to protect themselves online. A virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and helps keep your data private. When you're browsing the internet at home, you give up a large amount of data to businesses, to shops, and indeed to social media giants too. Hackers have the ability to steal your personal data with ease, including sensitive information such as passwords, keystrokes, and even your personal photos. Private internet access helps protect your personal data by encrypting your internet connection to keep your data out of the hands of cyber criminals. And it's not just hackers either to be concerned about. Information can be censored too. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news and content you love. Private internet access is available for Windows users, Mac OS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one PIA subscription to protect an unlimited amount of devices. And we've got a huge GBNews discount for you too. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get a massive 83% off PIA. That's under £2 a month, the price of a coffee, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free on top. Also, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee too. Visit piavpn.com/GBnews to start protecting yourself digitally today.
Yes, the Unite the Kingdom rally saw more than 100,000 people. Some people thought it might have been as high as 1 million in central London. Well, Prime Minister Keir Starmer issued the following statement after the protest, which did see 25 arrests. He said, "Britain is a nation proudly built on tolerance, diversity and respect. Our flag represents our diverse country and we will never surrender it to those that use it as a symbol of violence and division." Now this, of course, comes as the grassroots nationwide movement to festoon the country with British flags has sparked backlash from all of the usual suspects. Well, I'm joined now in the studio by two men who are the founders of the Raise the Colours campaign, Elliot Stanley and Ryan Bridge, two proud Brummie lads, as well as GBNews' senior political commentator Nigel Nelson. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm going to start with you, if I could, Ryan Bridge. In fact, we have some footage we're going to show in a short while of you guys dangling a gigantic Union flag off the white cliffs of Dover. I wanted to ask you first, Ryan, why is the flag so important to you?
I think from when I was young, I was brought up working class family in Birmingham, a royalist, patriot, and everything was about the country. We was at school singing "Come By Our," songs like that, and I think that's just where it's come from for me. And I'm a patriot from heart.
And Elliot Stanley, let's bring you in now. You put these flags up all around, your Brummie lads, and this movement kind of really took off in the Birmingham area. Tell us about the reaction from people who approved of it and also those who didn't.
We've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars in support, people stopping the cars, getting out the cars, hugging us, donating us money there and then on the spot, giving us cash to buy more flags. The support's been overwhelming, but there's been the odd occasion where there's been negativity from who you would suspect to be the usual suspects. Not predominantly white, middle class, so-called liberals that are supposed to be tolerant, but they find it for some reason intolerable to see the flag of their own country flying proudly. I do not understand the rationale where people think that the flag of our own country is a divisive matter. As far as we're concerned, it shows unity. It's a flag for every single person in this country, irrespective of colour, creed, religion, sexuality. It's a flag for all of us, and we all need to get behind it and all be patriotic.
And tell us, gentlemen, about that incredible stunt there we saw, the White Cliffs of Dover, Ryan. I mean, the flag was huge. You draped it over the cliffs, and I understand you almost got pulled off the cliff at one point.
That's true. I mean, with what's going on in the country and how it is, back in 50 years ago, we would have been the ones putting the boots on, going over the trenches, and we thought, well, what can we do? We started the movement in Solihull area of Birmingham. A couple of friends of mine, Dean and Danny, started that movement on a WhatsApp group. It grew from there. It went into bigger numbers, going up and down the country. And then all of a sudden we thought we need to move this to the next level, and that's where we want to go going forward. So myself and Elliot, a local businessman in the area, we set up raisethecolours.org.uk, and off the back of that then, we looked at the next thing and we thought the only place that we can go is the highway, where the boats that are unattended by illegal, fit fighting men in our eyes, not asylum seekers, but by men that are coming into the country. And we thought we'll go to that highway and we'll put a flag that represents me, my family, my children, and it shows unity and what we love about our beautiful country.
OK, Nigel Nelson, let's bring you in on this point. And I want to particularly draw your attention to Sir Keir Starmer's comments over the weekend. And I think he's probably referring to people like Elliot and Ryan when he says, our flag represents our diverse country and we'll never surrender it to those that use it as a symbol of violence, fear and division. Why is it a symbol of violence, fear and division?
Well, he said some other things which in fact almost mirrored word for word what Elliot has just said. It would seem that Elliot and Keir Starmer are roughly on the same side. He also said the flag...
Definitely not.
That came as something of a surprise about it, but as you were.
OK, that he said the flag shouldn't be used to intimidate people because of their background or the colour of their skin, which I think is pretty much what Elliot was talking about earlier. It should be something to unite the country, not to divide it.
But it has been, right?
It seems to me that we would all agree on that particular point.
But where there's an issue is that there are people, there's a section of society that is saying that it's divisive and it shouldn't be flown. And they're saying that the flag is a symbol of racism and it's been hijacked by the far right, whoever the far right may be.
We don't know who they are.
Right, whoever they may be. This isn't, as I've just pointed out and stated, this isn't about race. This is about patriotism. And there's, as I said, there's a section of society that accusing us of being fascists, racist. You know, as much as support we've had people stop the car and get out the car and say, how dare you, you're a fascist, you're a racist. Them terms are being bandied about so willy-nilly. And it's upsetting for somebody like ourselves, or just normal people, to be called such abhorrent words.
I wouldn't call you any of those words, by the way, but there is an undercurrent here that it is about that the flag is being flown as a protest against immigration.
OK, so you're saying that you wouldn't call us that, but
yes.
What you're then saying is what we're telling you is being told to us, that because we're raising the colours, we are some kind of against integration, which we're not. The economic migrants that are coming into this country for all I can look at is they're coming over for money. They're coming over for not just a better way of life or escaping. I'm an 80s child, so I was born in the 80s, Bob Geldof, Feed the World and all the rest of it. And those children, from Africa, I would invite them into my house tonight and look after those children, and all the rest of it. But what's happening now is it doesn't look like that's happening. It looks like they're coming over for a purpose of money.
OK, gentlemen.